Hello, dear followers of my AG Health Research channel. I'm thrilled to share a vital collection of information with you today, titled Understanding the Health Risks of Red Meat and Who Should Consider Limiting Their Consumption. I've noticed that many of you watching are new to the channel, and I genuinely appreciate your interest. If you find this content valuable, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps me continue to provide informative content like this. As we explore the topic of red meat and its potential health implications, I encourage you to watch the video to the end. Your thoughts and comments are incredibly important, so please feel free to share your feedback in the comments section below. Your insights and questions enrich our community, and I'm here to engage in a meaningful discussion with each of you. Thank you for being a part of the AG Health Research community. And let's continue our journey towards better health and well-being together. Certainly, let's delve into more detail regarding the health risks associated with red meat consumption and specific groups of people who should consider limiting their intake. Health risks of red meat. High in saturated fat. Red meat, such as beef, pork, and lamb, contains saturated fats, particularly in fatty cuts. Saturated fats can raise LDL, low-density lipoprotein, cholesterol levels, increasing the risk of cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks and strokes. Heme iron. Red meat contains heme iron, which is easily absorbed by the body. However, excessive heme iron intake has been associated with an increased risk of heart disease. It can also contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation in the body. Processed meats. Processed red meats, including sausages, bacon, hot dogs, and deli meats, often contain high levels of salt and various preservatives. The high sodium content is associated with hypertension, while preservatives like nitrates and nitrites are linked to an increased risk of cancer. Cancer risk. There is evidence linking a high consumption of red meat, especially processed meats, with an increased risk of colorectal cancer. Processed meats are classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the World Health Organization, indicating they are known to cause cancer in humans. Who should consider limiting red meat consumption? Individuals with heart disease or high cholesterol. People with pre-existing heart disease or high cholesterol levels should reduce their intake of red meat, especially high-fat cuts. They can opt for lean cuts and alternative protein sources. Colorectal cancer. Risk. Those with a family history of colorectal cancer or who are at higher risk for this disease should be cautious about red meat consumption. A diet rich in fiber, fruits, and vegetables is recommended for reducing the risk of colorectal cancer. Pregnant women. Pregnant women should ensure that any red meat they consume is thoroughly cooked to prevent foodborne illnesses. It's also essential to avoid undercooked or raw meat, as it may carry harmful pathogens. People with iron overload disorders, conditions like hemochromatosis, lead to iron overload in the body. Individuals with these conditions should be particularly mindful of their heme iron intake from red meat and may need to limit it. Type 2. Diabetes. Some studies suggest that a high intake of red meat, especially processed meats, may increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. Those at risk for diabetes or with a diagnosis of prediabetes should consider moderating their red meat consumption in favor of lean protein sources and plant-based options. Hypertension, high blood pressure. The high sodium content in processed red meats can exacerbate hypertension. Individuals with high blood pressure should reduce their consumption of processed meats and opt for lower sodium protein sources. Additional tips: choose lean cuts. When consuming red meat, choose lean cuts, as they have lower saturated fat content. Limit processed meats. Minimize the intake of processed red meats as much as possible, as they contain various additives and preservatives that can have detrimental health effects. Diversify protein sources. Incorporate a variety of protein sources into your diet, including poultry, fish, legumes, nuts, and plant-based proteins. Balanced diet. Ensure that your diet is well-rounded, including plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and other nutrient-rich foods to provide a balance of essential nutrients. It's important to stay informed about the latest dietary guidelines and recommendations, as research on nutrition is an evolving field. Consulting with a healthcare professional or registered dietitian can provide personalized guidance based on individual health needs and goals.